Hello everyone, I'm Will. I'm a music tutor. I teach voice, piano, flute, euphonium, ear training, music theory, composition, and here I am to give you our second holiday tip. Okay, so the holiday season is here, which means that you are all getting ready to perform holiday music. But there are three really large pitfalls that happen when you decide to sing holiday music. All right, so what can happen? Well, number one, Number one, the first thing that can happen is you can overcomplicate a simple song. So, what am I talking about when I say something like that? Well, it's really simple. Taking a song like We Wish You a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Straightforward. There's not a lot to it. It's not the most challenging musical piece you're going to sing, but what can happen is if we add too much style and flair to it, it becomes too complicated and a little too hard for the listener to listen to. So we don't want to do something like this. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. I mean, it gets kind of lost. We don't really hear the melody anymore, and really, it just doesn't make you sound good. It makes you kind of sound like you're trying to show off as opposed to just showing what you can do. One story that I have about that is I actually graduated from a college that has a music program, thus how I have a music degree. And they had a guitar player who, for a recital, played Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer on his guitar. The very beginning of it had a hint towards Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, and then the rest was just all over the place with scales and runs and different chords, and I mean, it sounded interesting, but it didn't sound like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. So that is the first risk. Risk number two. Number two, you have the opposite end of the spectrum as well, not actually having the chops to do the song that you picked. You're going to find this more in music like All I Want for Christmas Is You, or even things like Oh Holy Night. I apologize, I couldn't think of the name of the song. You got to make sure you have the vocal chops to actually sing it, or have the chops in your lips to play it, or in your fingers to play it. Because basically, if you mess up a song that everybody knows because you can't reach it, or you just don't have the ability to do it, you actually make yourself look even less experienced as a musician. It's good to set goals. Obviously, set goals for yourself, but obviously, if the song isn't ready, you're not going to want to perform it live, and you're definitely not going to want to keep it in your set list. All right. And the third, which I think happens to be the hardest one to overcome, is the cover versus copy. So this is what happens. We hear a song that we like, and this is actually all year round, but it seems to be very, very bad during the Christmas season. You hear a version of a song that you like, so you're going to cover that version. The problem is you're not that person. You don't have the instrumentalists that are with that person. And what happens is, instead of showing off what you can do, instead of sounding good in your own way, you try to copy a singer that may have a different type of voice than you. They may have a different type of style that their voice lends to. They may even have more ability than you do. So by copying it, what you're doing is you're reminding the people who are listening to you what that particular person's version of the song was, and they're not really listening to you at all. So here are my suggestions on getting over all of that. So we know what the three pitfalls are, so how do we overcome them? It's easy. Make sure that you don't overdo the simple songs. Add some of your own flair, yes, but if you find even yourself losing the melody, or even record yourself and listen to it and you find that it's just got too much to listen to, pull back. Restraint actually is a humongous skill for a musician. It shows maturity, and it shows that you really understand the music. So do not be afraid to use restraint. How do you overcome not having the vocal chops or the playing chops? Real easy. Practice, 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 and then practice. It's all about making sure that you do enough work beforehand before you try to sing the song or play the song in public, than it is about really, really stretching yourself. You should be stretching yourself as a musician anyways. Most people practice anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour a day if you're going to be a professional musician. That's really kind of on the low side. So again, if you want to pick those hard songs, you got to put in the work. That's how you overcome sounding like you can't actually do it. And the third thing, how do you overcome the copy or cover debacle? It's really simple. You hear a version of a song you like, you can use that version perfectly fine. Just make sure what you're doing is true to yourself. So if the person you're listening to is a hard rocker but you have a soulful voice, you're going to have to use your soul with the music of the rocker. Or if the person is very jazz styled and you're very straight toned, again, you can use the music in the background, but you're going to have to use your own voice. And of course, you could always play your own instrument and sing at the same time, or whatever it is you do musically. All right, so those are the 3 pitfalls and 3 ways to get around them. I hope you have a great holiday season, and I will see you next week. Bye.